I found out my man was being unfaithful to me through a TikTok, so let's talk about it. I woke up, let's see, November 22nd, Saturday of 2025, to a message on TikTok from one of my friends saying, "Hey, is this your man?" And I said, it looks like him, but I don't know. Like, I can only see the back of his head. But I see the girl, and I know the girl is from my hometown because I've seen her pop up on my Facebook before. So I'm like, it definitely could be. So I message her through TikTok, and I'm like, it's gonna go to her spam. She's never gonna see it. So I go over to Facebook, look her up, find her messenger. I'm like, hey, it's 7 a.m., it's 8 a.m., I can't even remember. I know it's really early. I'm sorry. This is probably very weird, but can I ask you a question? She said, yes, what's up? And I said, I posted a TikTok yesterday of a random guy giving you a ride from the bar. Do you know him? I mean, obviously you know him from the bar. And she goes, no, I don't even know the guy's name. Honestly, he gave me and my friends a ride home, and I haven't seen him again since. LOL. And I said, when was this? Was this like an old video? Because my friends were like, maybe it's an old video and they just posted it and it happened to be him. And she said, no, this was Saturday. I said, oh, okay. And I asked like the nitty gritties. Did you guys flirt at the bar? Like, how did you end up in his car, essentially? And I said, I just want to get the story straight because this is my boyfriend. And she said, you're effing lying. And I said, girl, I fear I'm not. And I was like, please give me the details from that night. And she said, what's his name? Literally nothing happened. I saw this guy at the bar called the Muni. I am so sorry. And I sent him pictures of us because we're dating. And she said, that is in fact him. Wow. And I said, crazy. Oh my gosh, girl. Well, thank you for not being weird. I'm so sorry. She said, we flirted a little at the bar and blah, 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 but nothing happened. And I said, yeah, I don't know if I want to call someone my man that's A, offering rides to girls, B, letting girls be all over him like they were on that video. I don't think I want my man or my future husband to be doing that. Call me crazy. I don't know. Let me tell you what happened that night from my perspective, not knowing anything that was going on. This is where it gets juicy because we went to Cheddar's to have dinner with my parents because he was meeting them for the first or second time ever. And then he left the restaurant and I left with my parents. And he said, hey, I'm going to go to First Ward, another bar, to pick up my brother because I'm sure he's hammered. And I'm just going to give him a ride home. And, that's it. And I said, okay, that's not going to happen. I know you're going to stay. I know you're going to drink. But okay, whatever. So he goes and I'm texting him. I'm like, Alex, you should go home. It's late. Like, you work tomorrow. You have to get up tomorrow at 4 a.m. to go to work. And it's 11 o'clock. Like, come on, like, do the math in your head, babe. And, oh no, I'm going to be okay. I'm playing cornhole and we just won this tournament and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, bro, go home. Like, I know you're drinking. Go home. He doesn't. I end up falling asleep. The next day, I wake up, I feel bad, Carla feels bad. I'm like, hey, listen, I am so sorry. I was being a total B yesterday. I'm just very tired, and he told me he got home at midnight. That was a lie. He said he got home at midnight, and he was just really tired, felt really sick, and, that was it. That was the end of that. So we had his niece's birthday party on Sunday, that Sunday. So we went and I gave her present and we were there and he was getting me they were having cupcakes and cookies and he was bringing them to me and giving me kisses and hugging me. Nothing out of the, it wasn't being weird. He's always very, very affectionate and I'm going to touch that here in a second. But nothing happened. And then after that, we just drove around just the back roads and we had a good time. We went to a Mexican restaurant, had a couple drinks, and it was fun. It was a fun night. And then I went home. That whole week, nothing happened. Actually, that night of the birthday, he's like, I didn't even tell you what happened Friday night or Saturday. This and this and this happened. And I stopped him. I was like, Alex, I don't want to hear it. I'm upset that you even went out and that you were groggy the next. I just don't want to hear your story. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it. And he didn't tell me. The only thing he was able to tell me was we met some guys, or I saw some guy, he saw some guys from the bar that he knew from Central, which is a high school in our hometown. And he said that he invited him and his brother had some people over, guys from Central, in his garage, and he was making sure no one was going into the house because everyone was so drunk. Okay. That, when he told me that, that's when I kind of stopped him. I was like, I don't want to hear it. Anyways, fast forward, Saturday morning, I get that video, I analyze it. I'm like, that's gonna be that weekend that he went out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I reach out to the girl. She tells me it's him. I act like nothing happened at all day Saturday. Because I was like, I need to be really smart about this. I always crash out when these men cheat on me, and I have to be smart about this. Like, I can't just be like, who the F is this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm riding around with my friend. She comes and picks me up. And, I'm like thinking, I'm like, girl, what should I do? He's out hunting. And I'm like, hey, when you get home, will you please let me know? Like, we got to talk about something. And he says, yes, babe. Like, as soon as I get home, I'll let you know. And he does. And then I'm like, okay, are you home? He says, yes. And I send him the TikTok link. I was only going to send him the video, but I needed him to see how viral this video is getting. And how viral it is and how humiliated I am now because of this, because of him. And he's like, oh, and I say, who is she?